This next one I've never heard anybody talk about, and honestly, this is one of my favorite things that I do. It is game changing, it's essential, it is truly like the reward of my month or my week. Hey guys, it's Jess. What's up? Welcome back. I hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. Today, I've got the next episode to my Be Your Best Self series. It has been a while. Welcome to, I feel like version 2.0, season 2. We're kicking things off with today's episode being tips to living a happier and healthier life. Now, these are not like physical health, it's more like mental health, how to kind of declutter your brain, bring some positivity, but not like, ooh, positivity, but like genuine, honest positivity and almost like a radiance to your life. So I want to share these tips with you guys because they have been so immensely and profoundly impactful on my life, and I hope they can help you guys. And if you guys have any tips of your own that have truly helped you, please make sure to share those down in the comment section. And if you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. And now let's hop on in. First up, we'll talk about the idea of only focusing on the red lights and not noticing the green lights. So the way I mean this one is metaphorically, think about when you're driving and you hit all the red lights. Red light after red light after red light. You think it's gonna be a green light. You're about to hit the light. Boom, it's a red light. Very annoying, very frustrating. And when that happens, you notice it all. You notice all the red lights and you're like, oh my gosh, can't I catch a break? And like that, negative situations, life, bad situations, annoying situations. However, outside of that, think about when you're driving. How often do you notice and celebrate all the green lights? How often is it that you're driving and you're like, woo, green light, green light? It just kind of adapts and becomes part of life. You're driving and you don't really notice it. You're not excited about the green lights that are happening. It's almost just like it's a background character. But if you hit a red light, all of a sudden that is the big monster. That's the antagonist. You're mad. You notice it. But the green lights, you don't notice. And likewise in life, so often we notice these bad things, the negative things, the annoying things, but oftentimes all the good things that are happening are kind of getting lost in the background. A delicious meal you had, a great date you went on with your significant other, finishing a good book you've been reading, all the little things that kind of make up life, things that you don't even realize how awesome and how significant they are until they're not going that way. Those are all green lights. So I want to encourage you guys to really recognize all the green lights that are going on in life and celebrate those. Yes, there still are frustrating things, annoying things, things that piss you off and make you angry. And I'm not trying to negate those or take away from those because we all hate stubbing our toes. We all hate when it's just like not a great day and then you're trying to run out the door and your purse or your belt loop gets stuck on the door handle. That's a red light. But inversely, there's a lot of green lights. This one goes hand in hand with the aforementioned tip, and it's one that I'm sure you guys have heard of before. Practice gratitude. Now, before you like click off this video or you roll your eyes and being like, yeah, practice gratitude. No, for real, like practicing gratitude does make a world of difference. And I actually have like the 5-minute journal, like the very trendy aesthetic one. Honestly, game changing. Would recommend. I will link it below because it truly has made an impact. Recognizing things that you have to be grateful for at the beginning of the day. And then I think this is the key part is you reflect on your day at the end of the day and you write 3 amazing things that happened that day. So it causes you to review and reflect on your day because so often we forget about all of the little small moments, the things that happen that make up a day. And oftentimes a lot of those small moments are actually pretty good moments, are pretty cool things, but we forget them in the haste of the day. So by reflecting on them, you remember them and you realize like, today was actually pretty awesome. Back to the main point of gratitude, basically just like reflecting on all the awesome things that comprise your life. There's a lot to be grateful for, and it really does put you in a good headspace when you do start off your day with that bit of gratitude. You never have gratitude for a non-stuffy nose until you have a stuffy nose and you're like, all I want is just for a non-stuffy nose. So maybe you want to write having a non-stuffy nose one morning. So really anything big, small, random, specific, whatever it may be, practice gratitude. It really does make a difference. This next one I've never heard anybody talk about. It is truly like the reward of my month or my week or however often I decide to do them. It is game changing, it's essential, and honestly, it's one of my favorite things that I do. Basically, what a soup day, a no commitment day is you just make a day to do nothing. you don't have your phone, you don't make plans with people, you don't plan to grocery shop. You just take the day to just be. And it's very nice. You can read, you can relax, you can rest, you can play video games all day, you can like do whatever your body, your brain, your mind, your honestly soul need time to relax, refresh, rest. If you do not carve out the time for you to rest, your body will take the time for you. And oftentimes it's in the most inconvenient time. It takes a long time. Your body really does take a long time to recover when you have not been regularly maintaining that. And when you have these no commitment days, that acts as the regular maintenance. Think about a car. You do regular maintenance. You get oil change. You're supposed to. If you're not doing it, go get an oil change. Tire rotation, changing your transmission fluid. These are all things you have to do to maintain a car so it's running nice, it's going smoothly. And if you do not do those things regularly, your car is gonna go. And likewise, your body is the same thing. So take care of it. Do that regular maintenance, because otherwise it's gonna go. Another more common one that I'm sure you guys have heard a trillion gazillion times, especially if you've watched any sort of videos like this, is stopping negative self-talk. Now, I don't want you guys to tune this out because this really does make a huge difference. And I want to add a perspective that I personally, I don't really see when I've watched these videos. I was truly so incredibly guilty of negative self-talk. I was mean, I was cruel, I was very horrible to myself. And it was just on a loop in my head, playing all the time. And because I thought them, because they were in my head and I was saying them, I believed them. Something that I've really learned in the last year and a half is that your thoughts, what you're thinking in your brain, create your reality. So when you are having that kind of cycle, that kind of negativity in your brain, it is going to just project, it's going to be out. And that is how you're going to see yourself. It's how you're going to see the world. And I really thought it was just an innate thing. It happened. It was without my control and I couldn't do anything to change it. You can. You really, really can. Honestly, I kind of don't negative self-talk anymore. And that is not BS. I'm not lying to you guys. I really don't do it anymore. My technique was every time I had the urge or I started saying something negative about myself, I started saying horrible, thinking something horrible, I literally would just stop it right in the middle, cut it off. Act as if it's like a person, they're saying something mean, they're saying something rude. Nope. And you turn away. Do that in your brain. Do that with yourself. At first, it's like you might not notice every single one. Some might get through. That's okay. That happened to me. It is a process. It's a journey. It takes time. Second thing is, once you start kind of having a handle on that where you can notice every time one pops up, if you're up to it, you don't have to. I know some of you guys might think it's corny. Flip it around and try saying something nice about yourself, which was a very, very hard thing for me for a very long time. But now I find that it's very second nature. And think about this, guys. Why is it so normalized? Why is it so common and accepted to talk negatively about yourself? But to talk positively about yourself, all of a sudden that's bad. If you're positive with yourself or confident with yourself, people are so quick to switch up and say that you're being this or you're to that or to that. I don't even want to say it because I don't believe it. But if you're negative to yourself, if you say self-deprecating jokes, if you throw yourself in the middle of whatever at the expense of yourself, it's funny. It's accepted. Why? Why is that negativity so encouraged and so accepted, but positivity is not? So I want to challenge you guys, really challenge yourself to try flipping the script and saying something nice about yourself. I like that I'm nice to others. I have cool style. I like my hair today. And over time of either just stopping those negative thoughts dead in their tracks or saying something positive in turn, it not only becomes easier to be nicer to yourself, again, it almost becomes second nature. And I realized after this whole journey that those negative self-talk were not true. They were just things that I either said once to myself and then it just bounced and bounced until it multiplied. You know how mitosis happens and then it's 2, then it's 4, then it's 8, and it just multiplies? That's what happened with all the negative self-talk until my whole brain was just all negative self-talk. So then I started having them all. And now I just have nice things bouncing around. And the way that negativity multiplies, positivity can multiply. So that is something to really try. That is what has worked for me and completely changed the game. And now, again, I look in the mirror and I like me. I look in the mirror and I'm like, you go, Jess. I love you. You were so cool. I'm proud of you. You were doing awesome stuff. And I know it's gonna seem corny. I know you're gonna feel silly, but once you actually are living in that and saying it, doesn't feel corny. It just feels empowering and awesome, and it's like a really cool thing. Next up, let's talk about failure. Everybody at some point in their life or in their journey, whether it comes to work, business, school, life, friendships, relationships, failure is going to happen sometimes, and that's okay. It really does happen to everyone. It's normal, and I want you guys to see failure not as a bad thing. Going forward with something, there's two ways it can go. And usually the way people think of it is you either win or you lose, and losing sucks. But think about this. You either win, amazing, great, or you win in a different way where you either gain experience or you learn something, or you're on your path towards something better. Like, let's say a relationship with someone doesn't work out. That sucks. That person just wasn't your person. But now, because that didn't work out, you're open to actually finding your person. You get that opportunity, and things are going to be better than they would have been. You gain experience, you grow, you learn something, fail fast, fail hard, and then move on. Winding down to our penultimate tip, this one is all about being present. Now, being present is, I think, something a lot of us struggle with, and it honestly can be quite hard sometimes to figure out how to tune in to the present. This is what I do. Let's say I'm at a restaurant and I'm kind of like struggling to be present in the moment. What I do is I tap into my 5 senses. What does it smell like? What am I seeing? What does the chair feel like? What does the food I'm eating taste like? Are people talking? Is there music? Take in what's going on around you. It adds this richness to life that when you're on autopilot and you're not being present, you don't have. Last one, let's talk about overcoming resistance and building a disciplined muscle. Motivation is fleeting, and that is not a sentiment that I had ever really previously heard, because I always thought the really successful people or people who are thriving, people who always get good grades or like doing well at work, I thought they were just like ultra motivated, and that's not true. People don't always have motivation. But the difference is discipline. With discipline, it makes it so even though it is hard, even though it does suck and it's frustrating and you don't want to do it, you don't want to go, you show up anyways, because you know in the long run it's going to pay off and it's going to be so worth it. So now you know the what. Here's the how. Pick something that is usually hard or challenging to do. A lot of times, motivation for working out, impossible to find. Set a timer, try 5 minutes. Start at 5 minutes and just do the workout. Do a workout. Do some exercises for just 5 minutes. And then just slowly start increasing. Maybe this week you do 5 minutes. Maybe next week you do 7. Maybe you do 10. So you build it up until it's where you ideally would like to be. And then at that point comes easier, and you do not have that resistance as much because you know you can do it. And it's become, I mean, honestly, it's just become a habit. And that's a wrap on today's video. So I hope this video brought you some new ideas on things that you can bring into your life when you actually take it seriously, when you implement these changes day after day. It really compounds into making a huge difference. Today's quote of the day is a quote from Emily Dickinson, and it says, "I dwell in possibility." And I love that, guys, because a phrase that came to me maybe a year and a half ago, honestly, actually at the beginning of like my whole confidence, self-realization, thinking about, I don't know, my whole journey as a whole, was the phrase, "the magic of endless possibilities." And that phrase has honestly carried me through so much of my whole journey, because it just makes me realize, like, any day something amazing could happen. There are so many possibilities to all of the wonderful things that could happen in life. That is what I want you guys to think on as we go into the week. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and spending a little bit of your day with me. And if you guys want to see more of me, you guys can follow me on Instagram or TikTok at Jessica Neistadt. And I think that is all I have for you guys today. So thank you again for watching. I love you guys also so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys!
It's my heart so deep. Wanna wrap my arms around you, 'cause you sweep me off my feet.